Welcome back to Rand on Real Estate. I'm Greg Rand, your host on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. The phones are ringing off the hook. I must have struck a chord here. So we're going to jump right to them. We've got Mark from Long Island talking about Florida. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. So what's on your mind?
I got a quick question for you. I'm looking to buy a short sale on the ocean in Singer Island in Florida. It's I guess a little bit north of West Palm Beach.
Right.
It's a resort area, and my partner and I can buy a unit there. It's oceanfront, a nice 2-bedroom unit. We have a tenant in there in place. The tenant will basically cover our maintenance and our taxes, but we won't get any return on the investment. It's about $250,000. The idea was we were just going to buy it in this market and hold it, for 15, 20 years, looking for appreciation. And I just wanted your thoughts on doing something like that.
Well, I think I touched on Florida in the last segment, where Florida, of all the states in the country, is my favorite because of the massive amount of shoreline and the vacuum of population from the Northeast. And so that whole Palm Beach area that you're talking about has gone through a really, really tough time. It's actually, the prices in most of those markets are down below where they were 10 years ago, which is rotten for folks who own real estate there, but fantastic for folks who are thinking about buying, because that's an overcorrection. Okay, that is something that is below. There's no reason in the world that home prices in Florida would be below where they were 10 years ago, except for the fact there was a whole heck of a lot of overdevelopment, over speculation, wild lending practices going on. And so we have an explainable crash of home prices. But they've gone now. I believe that you have almost automatic upside because the prices are below market value. Yes, market value is defined as what someone's willing to pay right now. But when you have a situation like this that is so isolated, so unusual, I think you've got upside. I don't mind, Mark, break-even properties. Okay, I've bought investment properties that were break-even if I thought that the rent was going to be going up. And rental rates in Florida are. They're definitely going up. I mean, people who are coming out of short sales, for those in the audience that don't know what a short sale is, that means you're selling the property for less than the mortgage balance that you owe. So you're short at the closing, and the bank will usually let you off of that after a big negotiation. But the point is, those people need to live someplace. There are thousands and thousands of short sales going on in Florida, probably hundreds of them that are going on in the whole Palm Beach area right now. And every one of those people needs a place to live. And they usually want to live pretty darn close to where they used to live. In other words, they're selling the home not because they can't make the payment. They're selling the home because they're maybe $300,000 or $400,000 in some cases underwater on it. That's the hardship. But they've got good enough credit. They have jobs. They're very reliable risk in terms of a tenant. So I like it because you sound like a young guy, Mark. How old are you?
Not that young. I'm 49.
Well, I'm 44, so I think you're pretty young. What are you talking about?
Okay. Does it make sense, with all of the vacancies in Florida to, our thinking was if we got on the ocean, there's only, they can only develop it so much. It gives us a little bit more security. It costs more, obviously. The maintenance is more, but we think it lends itself to greater upside and less risk. Are you in that mindset?
Yeah, I agree.
Well?
I agree. Every market is different. Every unit is different. And when you're able to get one that has a view of the ocean, that's on the ocean, that's rare. I mean, $250,000. Who would have thought 5 years ago you could be on the southeast coast of Florida on the water for $250,000? It was practically unthinkable. And if you can get it, the vacancies are going to be a concern, but work really hard to get a good tenant. Check the background of the people, and from the standpoint of their credit. I don't mean do an FBI check, but check their credit, confirm their employment, make sure you have a good tenant, and don't sweat the break even because you know what? 2 years from now, you'll actually be able to raise that rent and generate a profit. And while I can't guarantee you appreciation, I can do as close as anybody could ever do to guarantee. Florida real estate is going to appreciate over the next 10 years. So if you've got that kind of a threshold in mind, I think you're going to do great.
Hey, thanks for the advice.
All right, thanks for the call, Mark. I appreciate it.